Bonjour and welcome back to a new session of Learning French with Merlyn, where I promise you pronunciation and vocabulary building, and trust me, you will have fun. So the way I am teaching you is the way I was taught in France. So I assure that you will have fun and build very strong fundamental basics in French. Let's begin this session. As you would have seen, this session is all about the must-know French words. So there are a lot of words that can be used regularly in your conversations. Some of them we've already discussed in our greetings session. So if you haven't watched them, please do go back and watch them as soon as possible. And we will be covering the others in this session. So a quick revision of all the small words we had looked at in our previous session. There we go. Faint memories of these words? Let's just revise them once again before we move on to new words. The first two, I always use them a lot at the end of every video, so you would be very familiar with them. Merci is thank you. À bientôt is see you soon. Au revoir is bye-bye or bye, goodbye. All this is au revoir. Oui. Non. Bienvenue means welcome. Now you have merci beaucoup. Now that's a new word. In English, what is that addition that you can add after thank you? You can say thank you. You can also say thank you very much. So, beaucoup means a lot. We saw how to say thank you. We never saw how to answer to it. So, one way of replying to thank you is just smile. But you can also say you're welcome. You can say it's not a problem. You can say with pleasure. So, we're going to look at all of those here. So, if I say merci or merci beaucoup, you can say de rien. Rien means nothing. Next one is je vous en prie. Je vous en prie is a formal way of saying it. You can say de rien, but a more formal way is je vous en prie. So that means it's my pleasure. I'm glad I could do it. Now you'll see liaisons, right? So now I don't have to explain it. You would know. I'm not saying je vous en prie. I'm saying je vous en prie. Another way of replying to thank you is avec plaisir. That's with pleasure. Now let's get back to the new word that we studied, beaucoup. Beaucoup means a lot. How do you say little? Little is un peu. I can say I like fish. Beaucoup, I can say I like fish. Un peu. Un peu is also very commonly used. It's a very commonly used word. You will hear it a lot. Now we learned how to say thank you. But we've never looked at how to say sorry. Sorry is désolé. Now you see accent aigu over the letter E, which is why it's not désolé. It's désolé. Another way of saying sorry is pardon. Pardon is like pardon in English. So if I'm over the phone and I did not understand what that person said, I can say pardon. Another thing is if I accidentally stamp someone's feet. I could say sorry, but I can also say pardon. So that is exactly what we do in French also. It's pardon. Another one is excuse me. Now that's a very important word that all of us do use in our day-to-day conversations. Excuse me is excuse-moi. Moi is me. Excuse is excuse. You can also say excusez-moi. We saw that French was like Hindi when it came to assigning genders to different objects, right? Well, there's another way where I can say French is like Hindi again. For example, in English, I say you. Whether it's a boss or it's my parent or it's my friend, it's all you. But in Hindi, you have tu, you also have aap. So one of them is used for family, it's used in an informal way, it's used for friends. And the other one is more formal, it's used to address an elderly person or a group. Same thing in French. So tu is for a friend, for anyone who's close to you. It means you. Vous means you, as in an individual who is more respectable, whom you need to give more respect to. For example, your boss or your principal, you will address them as vous. It also means a gathering. So if there's a lot of people, we say all of you in English, right? So that is vous. So it has two meanings. So if I'm asking a friend or someone to excuse me, it'll be excuse-moi. And if it's a formal way of telling someone to excuse me, it'll be excusez-moi. So when we come into subject pronouns, this will be very clear to you. As of now, you just need to know that you can say excuse-moi or excusez-moi. Both of them mean excuse me. Similarly, we also have please. Please and thank you are the two most important things you need to always know in any language, right? So please is s'il vous plaît. If you literally translate it, it means if it pleases you. S'il vous plaît. That's for a more formal setting. If it's an informal setting, you can say s'il te plaît. If I ask you, is it going to rain today? You can't say oui or no because you're not certain. So what would your answer be? Maybe. Maybe in French is peut-être. À tout à l'heure. À tout à l'heure. I love how it sounds. So à tout à l'heure means see you shortly or see you in a few hours. Okay, you see the word heure, right? It means hour. That symbolizes that you're talking about see you shortly in a few hours. Okay, so it's à tout à l'heure. So if I'm not going to see you in a few hours, but I'm going to see you tomorrow. You know what tomorrow is in French? Demain. If I'm going to see you tomorrow, it'll be à demain. This à means to. It's basically like I'm saying to tomorrow, to seeing you tomorrow, to meeting you tomorrow, all this, okay? So if I say à bientôt, it means to seeing you soon. À tout à l'heure means to seeing you shortly, like that. Okay, are you getting it? So à demain means see you tomorrow. Now, we had seen a few of these words in different sessions earlier, so you would probably be able to get the meaning of it. À la semaine prochaine. Semaine is a week and prochaine means next. So it means to the next week. That means see you next week. How do I say see you next year? À l'année prochaine. Okay, now you see something funny, don't you? You see that there's an apostrophe between the letter L and A. Did you misunderstand that for an accent? No, right? That's not an accent. That is an apostrophe. In French, apostrophe. This is also another small technique introduced by the French to make pronunciations easier. Now we have liaison. What about if there's a vowel and a vowel? So that's exactly what happened in l'année prochaine. It's la année. We will look at la, le. You'll see all these words coming up here and there. They are articles. So we will look at them later. But as of now, what you need to know is that there's a vowel, right? You see a vowel, à la année prochaine. What happened is it's a vowel followed by a vowel. So it's again very difficult to pronounce, right? À la année prochaine sounds very complicated. So what the French did was they removed the first vowel and they put an apostrophe there. It's not à la année prochaine, it's à l'année prochaine. This is another important thing that you need to remember. You'll see it a lot. Now we learned a lot of words. Let's go to a few small sentences with which you could probably start your conversations. First one is je ne sais pas. It means I do not know. Here when we look at it, je is I. Okay, you will see this a lot. Je is I. Do not is like negation, right? You're negating a sentence. I know, I do not know. I hear, I do not hear. So in English, do not is the negation. And in French, it's ne pas. So we will look at this also later, but just briefly explaining it. Ne pas is placed on either sides of the verb. So now you know what the verb is. S-A-I-S. When you conjugate the verb savoir, you get c'est. Okay, so we look at that later. But anyway, you just need to remember that ne pas is used for negation in French. Je, I, do not know is ne sais pas. Another one. Je ne comprends pas. Je ne comprends pas. So you know it's something to do with I and there's ne pas, so it's something negative. So it's I do not something. Comprend is from the verb comprendre, which means to understand. So I do not understand. How do you say I understand? Just remove the ne pas. Je comprends. Je comprends. If I have to say I understand French and English. Je comprends le français. Français is French. Et l'anglais. Again, you see that I have an apostrophe there, right? That's because it's le anglais and it's vowel and a vowel. So we remove the first vowel and put in an apostrophe. Je comprends le français et l'anglais. Et you already know it. It's and. Anglais is English. How do you say I like? I like is j'aime. Again, it's je, I, and aime. M is the verb aimer, which means to like. And again, je ends with the letter E and M starts with the letter A. So both of them are voyelles. So the first voyelle gets replaced with apostrophe. Did you get this? I explained the entire thing in French. So slowly you will see me transitioning from English to French. This is so that you improve your French. So how do you say I like? J'aime. And you need to say something after that. You can't just end the sentence with I like, right? So I like fish is j'aime le poisson, and I like coffee is j'aime le café. Now how do I say I do not like? Right, remember ne pas, there's a negation. Now our verb is aimer, so it'll be je n'aime pas. Again you see an apostrophe, right? That's because it's ne, N-E, ends with a voyelle, and M starts with A. A is also a voyelle, which is why we have je n'aime pas le café. I stressed it so many times that you would have gotten it. The last one, how do you say I like you? I like you is je t'aime. Je t'aime. Exercise for you. Try saying yes please, no thank you, and I do not understand French. Pause the video, try it on your own, and you will see the answers. Oui, s'il vous plaît. So if I ask you, would you like some more coffee? Oui, s'il vous plaît. And no, thank you is non, merci. So if I say, would you like sugar with your tea? You can say, non, merci. And if someone's talking to you in French too much, okay, you can say, I do not understand French. So that will be, je ne comprends pas le français. Je ne comprends pas le français. But if you can say so much in French, it already means you know some amount of French. And that's it for this video. I hope you had fun. Let's catch up in the next one. Merci beaucoup et à la semaine prochaine.